Here's my review for Captain America the First Avenger.
Whatever happens, stay who you are. Not just a soldier, but a good man.
How do you feel?
Taller.
What do you think?
Think it works?
Look, Captain America is amazing. The suit, Peggy Carter, Tommy Lee Jones, Red Skull, the music, everything about this film is just amazing. It's entertaining. The acting, the music is just so amazing. I love going back into it and just listening to the music itself. But what I love about this film the most is that it's a period piece. You know, besides comic books and movies and all that great stuff and being a nerd for all that stuff, I'm a big history buff. I love history. I'm a history nerd. I love learning about the world history, American history, everything about it. My own family history. When it comes to history itself, I love it. And when it comes to the 1930s and 40s, even cinematic history, the black and white films like The Thin Man and the old classic horror black and white films, the mystery, murder films, everything about that stuff I love. From the outfits, the music, how they talked, how everyone treated each other back then, good and bad. Don't love the bad about it, but good to know the history that came before, the real history. Let's say I'm not getting into that. But when it comes to this movie, I love when films just, bring you into a certain time of the world when things were so much different. And, when it comes to the Captain America story, I love how they adapted it from the comics. There is a lot of differences, of course, big differences, but the premise of it is still there. And I love how they definitely get the idea down that Captain America stands for the right thing, fighting for the little man that can't fight for themselves, and just, him not giving up no matter what, no matter how many obstacles is in his way, no matter how much they tell him that he's not strong enough or tall enough to fight in the army, to fight World War II. He doesn't give up, even if he's breaking the law. Actually kind of echoes what he kind of does down the road for Captain America, Winter Soldier, and Civil War. Small little subtle hints that echoes who Captain America is, who Steve Rogers is, what Captain America stands for. When it comes to the chemistry between Peggy Carter and Steve Rogers, it's amazing. It's brilliant. Even though the history behind her character is very interesting, but that's another video for another time. But it's definitely pertaining to the Jewish heritage or roots for Steve Rogers. So it's kind of interesting how they kind of... Let's not get into that. But besides all that, I really love this film. I love Tommy Lee Jones. He does an amazing job, a great general, hard ass, but also trying to do the right thing. He can be very stubborn in his ways, but there's something about his character I love. The traditional, World War II general being hard ass to the privates, the up and coming soldiers and whatnot. And, I love the whole, Steve Rogers, the whole flag pole thing where all the other soldiers were trying to climb up and trying to get the flag. And then Steve Rogers kind of hitting it home that work smarter, not harder. And, no diddy. But besides that, I just love this film. This film, it's one of my comfort films, just like Iron Man and a bunch of other films. Everything about it. I remember going seeing this film for my first time experiencing a drive-in movie. I went to go see Rise of the Planet of the Apes along with Captain America First Avenger because it came out at the same time. So going to see those two amazing films in a drive-in movie theater for the first time, for me, it was just an amazing experience. And what made it even more fun is that the drive-in movie theater was very retro, very old school classic drive-in movie theaters from back in the day. So along with the nostalgia of you know, around those times in World War II and how they lived, you know, the working woman and everything. Everything about that just it made it such a nostalgic fest that, you know, I will always remember that moment in my life. And I also remember them showing the trailer for the Avengers that was coming out next year. So, you know, look, some people don't put Captain America: The First Avenger as their top 5 or even top 10 film. When it comes to the chemistry, like the brotherhood between, you know, Bucky Barnes and Steve Rogers was just, you know, they hit it home with that. Red Skull felt like more of a, you know, mustache twizzling villain, you know, oh, I'm going to get you, Captain America, you know, type of villain. So it is what it is. And that's usually the case for most of those villains around that time for comic book films. So besides Joker from The Dark Knight, but you know, overall, I mean, the film, I just love the film. It's a great movie. I go back to it all the time. It's one of my second favorite Phase 1 films, below Iron Man. But overall, I love Captain America: The First Avenger. So when it comes to Captain America: The First Avenger, I would have to give it a rating of a 8.2 out of 10. Again, I love this film. The acting, the action, the music, the period piece, everything about this film is just, you know, I would, you know, I'm going to be truthful. Yeah, it has a lot of, you know, biasy when it comes to me being a history buff. So there might be some things. I mean, it's not a perfect film. There's some things that obviously they could have worked around. You know, the CGI wasn't all that great, but, you know, overall, the suit for Captain America: The First Avenger, is questionable. You can definitely tell how it's not the best looking when we see it again in the Winter Soldier, but a big drastic difference between that suit and the suit we get in, like, you know, even, I wouldn't say Avengers because that's a whole nother conversation, but like even like Age of Ultron, or even the first Avenger, not the first, the Winter Soldier, Civil War, even Endgame for that matter. But, you know, overall, I love this movie. I go back to it all the time. Again, it's my second favorite Phase 1 film of the whole Phase 1. You know, then it's Iron Man. But yeah, so this kind of concludes the review for Captain America: The First Avenger. But we're going to be doing, just like the Defender shows for Daredevil Born Again, we're doing the same for Captain America. That means, you know, the Avengers, Captain America, the Winter Soldier, and also Civil War, but also Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That includes Endgame and all. Basically, whenever Captain America was involved, minus Thor: Dark World, because that really is not necessary. That's Loki. But anyway, we're going to be definitely going into those things leading up to Captain America: Brave New World. So, yeah, so stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, follow for more. And yeah, I'll see y'all later. And also like the video, please. Please, please. See y'all later. Peace.